All right. So, welcome everybody to episode 3 of the Outcast podcast. I know it's been a year since we've done the last episode, but you know what? That doesn't matter. I'm the only host today, so I brought in Shards of Gaming. His YouTube channel will be linked down below.
Hello.
You can say hi. We were gonna have Brett in as usual, but well, he is at the beach because he actually has a life and is doing this amazing thing called going on vacation. Which that's not allowed in my world because I'm a busy boy. Still blind in my left eye. As you guys that watch my channel know. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, Shards, go ahead and tell them a little bit about
All right.
yourself really quick. So
Well,
yeah.
it's been a while since I've been on a podcast. I used to run my own, but that's been gone for a while now. I basically just make gaming videos now, or occasionally, I guess now we'll be here on this podcast whenever Call Me Enter tells me to.
uh, yes, I actively tell him to. Like he doesn't have a choice in this. It's just you're part of the podcast, and you're gonna like it. I'm very aggressive with my intentions here. Um. Anyway, yeah. So this time we really don't have a set topic. We're just gonna kind of go off what pops into mind. Which, to be fair, it's kind of what the last two episodes were. But you guys seem to kind of like that. Last episode we actually talked about the next gen consoles that were coming out that had not came out at the time. Which they're now out
Well,
because
most of
we
them.
decided to wait a year before. Yeah, well, most of them. We got a new Nintendo Switch announced recently, which is just a Nintendo Switch with an OLED display. Um, the PS5 and the Series X as normal. I've actually played on both of them besides the new Switch because it's just a Switch with OLED.
Yeah, the Switch
um,
Pro did not turn
but
out great.
yeah, no, it's kind of disappointment. Either way, I have actually played on both of the new consoles, and I will say, in my opinion, currently game wise, the PS5 is
Well,
probably the
yeah, they
one to
got
go
Ratchet and
for, and it
Clank.
has the better controller, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. I've played on both of them. The Series X just kind of feels like an Xbox One, but with obviously better hardware, because even the menu is the exact same. Uh, because I mean, to be fair though, they did spend like what 10 years trying to perfect that thing on Xbox One because they changed it like what
Yeah.
7 times or more. Like one time, they're like, "Now we're gonna change it every couple of months." It's like, okay, guys, calm down, calm down. The Xbox 360s was perfect. You didn't have to swap it from that. But yeah, cool new controller and stuff. I've used that on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It was interesting. It was very interesting because like you squeeze down the trigger, you're expecting to have no resistance, and so you're sitting there trying to just fucking trigger finger the thing, and well, you end up just kind of smacking your controller because you have to actually pull on the thing like an actual trigger now. So that's kind of a weird experience for the first time that you have that happen, and it's just kind of like whoa. But honestly, all you people that like to do your trigger finger and stuff, yeah, sorry about that. You're gonna have to have like buff muscle fingers to do that.
Right.
um. Anyway, um. Yeah. Some other things that came up is last time we did this, COVID had just kind of started to go in crazy cuckoo mode, and luckily everything is starting to go down. I don't know how it's been where you live, Shards, but around here, uh, it's been a little bit
Things are,
depressing,
things are getting back
to
to
say the
normal where
least.
I am. Well, starting to.
Yeah, things are starting to get back to normal where I live too. Kind of. I live in Tennessee, so like everyone here is still a little bit hesitant to kind of go
So you're not,
towards
so you're not far from me then. I'm in
vaccinations and
Illinois.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. Like people down here, I don't want to say we because not everybody down here is like that. But but there are certain people down here who just straight up don't trust anything that a doctor says.
Oh, paranoia strikes.
So,
The paranoia strikers.
yeah, yeah. A lot of people are down here, especially worried about like microchipping and stuff, and
is it because of that?
in your arm.
That reminds me of that one company that did that.
I don't know. I don't think people realize that if they wanted to track you, they have your phone. They don't need to microchip you. Like if they wanted, like they know, they probably if they wanted to, they could know everything about you anyway. It's
we
like,
live in the day.
Like, look, if you're gonna be paranoid, you're pretty much just like Google knows more about you than you do. Like, come on.
That's a scary thought. It's true.
But
it's scary.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people going around with clips like where they like stick keys to their forehead and stuff. I kind of think that's kind of funny because if you think about it, most keys are not actually made of magnetizable metal. So that just means these people have really sticky skin. So people, please, shower. Oh my god. Please, clean your skin. Come on, take better care of yourselves. Come on. You can do better than that. But yeah, luckily everything's starting to get back to normal, like, in all of reality. School started back in full before we quit. It was back in May, which, I mean, went varyingly well. Actually, I got quarantined on the last 2 weeks of school, so I actually ended up getting out of my finals that I was supposed to take. So, thank you, school district, for giving me a free pass on those. That was pretty lucky, because, yeah. My grades were kind of meh because of how screwed up everything had been. Yeah, I don't know how schooling has been for you. You're in, college,
yeah.
right?
I'm actually still taking classes through the summer just so I can get my degree faster. I've been I'm going for a biblical studies degree.
What degree are you going for? I honestly still have no idea what I want to go for after I get out of high school. Because I'm a very responsible individual and clearly have my life.
He's the future Mr. Beast, don't you know?
I'm gonna be a multimillionaire by the time I'm 20. Yeah. I'm actually the future Tony Stark. I'm gonna literally be one of the richest people on the planet.
How are you gonna compete with the Hacksmith?
I'm gonna. You know what? If Microsoft and Apple can still stuff, I can still stuff too.
Fair point.
No. No. But I'm clearly gonna be the richest person on Earth. So Jeff Bezos, watch out! I'm coming for you. I'll be there by the time I'm 20. Obviously, kind of kidding. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be rich. It's easy win. Multi-millionaire, totally. I don't know if you have TikTok or really even follow anything on there because sometimes TikTok is kind of.
I don't, although the weird thing is the other day I woke up and there was like 5 apps that installed themselves on my phone thanks to Google's Play Store. And one of them was TikTok. Like, so I uninstalled all those and basically blocked Google Play Store because that was kind of weird. But it's like, hey, technically I can say I've had TikTok now. Not how I intended to.
The reason I brought this up is I kept seeing this one dude that's like really rich. He's like putting down literally anyone. He's like, "Oh, you want to be happy? Well, that's just so bad. You're not allowed to be happy. You want to make money? No, you gotta kill your family." I'm like, Jesus, dude, Oof. Calm down. Look. Just because you're a multimillionaire does not mean you have to make literally everybody hate you. I don't know. It's just like, dude, look, not every multi-billionaire is hated that bad. Okay,
I mean, if Notch did have that much money, he would be like the one that everybody loves. I mean, he's a millionaire.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at Robert Downey Jr. He's pretty wealthy. And pretty much everybody likes him. Like, it's pretty much an undisputed fact that Robert Downey Jr. is like one of the best actors in Hollywood. And pretty much no one hates that guy because, like, well, he's funny, but in a nice kind of way, I guess you could say. Anyway, uh, yeah, about the whole Google Store thing, I actually recently swapped from an iPhone to an Android because my iPhone just kind of started to crap out on me. So every time that an update would come out, it would just like
At least
destroy
you
my
didn't
stuff.
get
Like,
the Pixel
dude, this thing
phone.
kept like
The
kicking
the
me out.
Google Pixel is the joke.
Yeah, the Pixel. I actually like the Pixel. My girlfriend has a one of the newer Pixels, and she really likes it.
Well, to be
From what
honest,
I
I
can
just
see, it
feel
works really
bad
well.
because
Um,
when the Pixel phones came out at first, Google promised that you would have infinite storage, like with the cloud and stuff for your photos and videos, and now they took that back. You can't. It takes up storage in your drive now.
I mean, technically you can. I mean, technically, theoretically, yes, you do have
But you
unlimited
have to pay
storage,
for it
but
after 15. It's not free anymore.
yeah,
It used to
it's pretty
be.
much like after, yeah, yeah. I kind of realized that when I had to go through and clear out 10,000 emails because I never clear out my emails
Lol.
automatically. Because I finally cleared out my personal emails. Like, Jesus, because I have a business email now, so all the YouTube stuff goes to that, and just my personal
I
email I just
probably
use
should
for
clear out my
whatever. But
business one at some point.
like,
I can only
yeah,
imagine what
oh
it's at right
god,
now. Because, like, I
And-
check it, but I almost never delete
yeah,
anything because I'm just too lazy to.
yeah. There needs to be like a straight up just delete
I think
all button. Like,
I
come on,
think there's
come
a
on,
way you
Google,
can
get
select
at
all
it.
of them
Come
to
on, I
delete
don't.
it, but that's two buttons.
Yeah, you can only you have to do that though. You select all on that page, and you can only have like a max of like I think 100 per page or 500 per page. Which I mean, I guess for a normal person that actually clears out their email, that's a lot, and that's plenty enough. But well, what about for us psychopaths that leave thousands
Well,
and thousands of
what about those of us that
in
have
red?
like 4 emails? As at one point, I had my personal email and 3
Yeah.
different school emails.
I have a school email, a personal email, a YouTube email, a business email that all the actual YouTube stuff goes to, a podcast email,
It's a lot of
and oh yeah, an actual like another business email because I'm starting a small business thing with a couple of my friends. Um, so
noise.
yeah, that's
I,
pretty cool.
I I don't have
Yeah,
my I guess my brand business email at this point yet, just because I gotta wait until I actually have a game that's complete working that I can release. Then I can start an actual um business apart from my channel, maybe partner it alongside my channel. But I don't have a
Mhm.
game that's worth putting a
Yeah,
price tag on right now. I have one in development.
yeah. A lot of games that like there's been a lot of games come out of quarantine and stuff that like honestly are kind of impressive. Like I mean, honestly, you give people who want to make a game enough time, and it, like turns out normally really well. So yeah, I honestly am kind of excited to see what you come
It'll
out with.
depend on how much the
Um,
engine fights
and
me.
obviously, there's always crowdfunding. Yeah,
It's called
what
G
engine are you
Develop
using?
5. I recently had to disable the options menu that I put into my game because it was messing so many things up, including just going haywire. So I had to disable it. I might have to remove it from the game
Mhm.
altogether. I'm not sure.
Yeah, currently I'm only really experienced with a little bit of Unity and some
Those are
Unreal
the
Engine. 'Cause I experimented making some games with a book that I made, but the book is also currently not finished. I got 3 chapters in, and then for some reason stopped writing it. And do you know how hard it is to go back and write a book that you started in 2019 and 2021?
I mean, I used to be writing a book
It's
series,
pretty
and then I
difficult.
stopped halfway through book 3. I haven't written.
Oh god.
I haven't worked on it for a couple years now.
at least though, you like have like a full on like you've had a couple books already made, so you kind of can kind of continue the story easily with
Mm,
that. Me, I'm like
true.
got 2 chapters in of the first book. I'm like, huh.
The first one's the hardest. Once you get
Um.
one story done, then you're like, I can
Oh
do
yeah.
this again.
Funny enough, the book that I started making actually is based off a little drawing that I made in math class in excuse me, back in sophomore year. I made a little drawing in math class because I was bored, and I ended up actually turning it into a book. I'll link that in the chat really quick. Sorry viewers, you can't see because this is only a voice only thing, so I'll leave a link down in the description so you can see it. Um, and actually read it if you want to. If not, that's cool because honestly, it's probably gonna be abandoned. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, but
Oof.
you know, yeah, because I just I'm not creative enough or smart enough. But that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to be
Oh
creative or
wow.
smart to write something, do you? Nah, nah, no. You don't. You just kind of wing it. um, yeah. If I can actually link it. Okay, there we go. This should work. Hopefully, we're gonna hope that works. There you go. Yeah, it was honestly pretty good. There's a lot of fucking terrible grammar in there because apparently 2019 me could not do grammar. And keep in mind, I was using
Oh,
Grammarly with this.
oh, that's
I was
funny.
using Grammarly with this because I was like, you know what? I don't feel yeah, because it's like I don't even feel like going back and taking the time to edit this. And you know what I never did? I never went back and changed the dang thing about it. I literally wrote it on a piece of paper, copied it, copied it basically by typing it out on a doc. Went back through, spelled correct everything, popped it in there, and maybe added a little bit to it. And I changed a little bit. I changed like some story things. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Uh, yeah, I honestly don't even know where I was going with it. Basically, it was just a story about this murderous puppet.
Oh.
Because this dude made a puppet of himself before he died. Yeah, like literally the first thing in the book. I don't know why. It just sounds so comedic the way I put it in the book. It was just like, oh yes, he had stage 4 cancer, and it was not curable yet. Even though it's the thing is, I never actually gave it a set time period. Like it says it like it's set in the future, but the style of stuff is like set in the past.
Uh,
So it's like it's got like a 1940s aesthetic, but in the future. So basically, the world of this does not know what it wants to do. It's just like I couldn't tell you what I want to do. I'm just gonna be in a timeline.
no.
Uh, but yeah, that's just kind of how my mind works. It just kind of goes all over the place. So basically, anything I ever write would just be full of ADHD.
I finally finished my math class
Like,
last week.
oh gosh. Yeah, I am terrible at math. Like it is.
Imagine doing
Don't even get me started. And
16 weeks of math stuff, but crammed into 8. That's what I just got done with.
yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't think I will.
Well, if you think,
I don't think I
wait,
will.
wait to hear what I'm doing right now. So I'm doing 16 weeks of bio stuff in 8 weeks, except I might actually get it done faster than 8 weeks. Because all I have to do.
That's impressive. Hey, you want to do
Nah,
my
I'm
math
good.
homework next year? Yeah. Speaking of school and stuff, I just remembered school starts
Ooh.
back next month, and you know who's not happy about that? Me, because I just got out of school like a month ago.
I technically have not had a summer break for like 2 years straight now. The only break I've had, because I was going to 2 schools at the same time, was 4 days break.
hmm I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't do anything for the last 2 weeks of school because after I got quarantined, no one assigned
Well,
work. So actually no. My math teacher assigned one thing, I got it all done. Got like a 90 something on it. And then she's like, and I was like, hey, can I like, hey, like I need like one more point in this class to be a grade that I want. And she's just like, well, you haven't logged on to it in like a week. And I'm just like, yeah, because I've done all of it. Like, well, okay, I did 97% of it or so. But like the last two things I didn't know how to do, so I was like, okay, look, I'll just do extra of these to make up for it. And then like I set that in, and then like I don't think they ever put that in, and I think my statewide test got me to the grade that I wanted. Because they didn't count it against us. It was pretty much the state test can only help you this year. And I will be completely honest with you, I would have completely failed chemistry if it wasn't for the fact that I got quarantined. Because basically, yeah, the chemistry final was basically whatever test you did the worst on. And the one that I did worst, I don't know if you know what it is, it's stoichiometry, which is a literal it is a literal pain in the ass. Like for something that has such a funny name, it is the biggest pain in the ass to do. Like, so basically, here's what stoichiometry is. It's like, all right. You have to do this entire, like, you have to do it. One problem takes me about 30 minutes to get done. Not because it's hard. Okay, it is kind of hard. But most of it is just like a long, drawn out process of writing. And it is so tedious. Like, it just takes so dang long to do stoichiometry. Yeah. Hang on, let me see if I can find a picture of what a problem looks like. Okay, here we go. Stoichiometry worksheet. Um, this is like a small problem, even for like what we were doing. So our teacher gave us like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 assignments a day, and she's like, "Yeah, this is like a light amount of assignments because you guys are virtual, have to be virtual and stuff." And I'm like, dude, I really don't want to know what your class is like during the normal year.
Yeah,
that's what stoichiometry looks like. That's like
that
a
looks
small
like what I
math.
had
That's
to do
just
for
like one of the
chemistry
small
in high
problems.
school. Chemistry was the one class in high school.
Yeah,
I was so sure I was going to fail. Somehow I passed by the skin of my teeth.
I honest to God thought I was also gonna fail history. Not because I'm bad at history. I am actually really, really good at history. Just my teachers never, ever graded. Actually, I failed history the first part of the semester because they just didn't grade it, so I ended up with a 36. Like, do you know how annoying that is? Failing a half a semester class because your teacher doesn't grade it. And then I ended up having to repeat that class and do it again the same year. I did pass it the next time with like a 90. So clearly it's not me being bad at history. Especially considering it was like the history that I know more about. Because like I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I really do like ancient stuff. I couldn't tell you a single thing about that. But like history from like the Industrial Revolution up to like Cold War era, which is what we did, I understood pretty well. And honestly, if I didn't understand the Cold War as much as I did, I probably would have failed the history like final or not final, the statewide test. But you couldn't fail it, so it can only help you. But it wouldn't have helped me as much because we went from the very beginning of the Cold War, right, like Vietnam War, to Obama in less than a day. Like that's an hour and 30 minutes to cover everything that happened between the Vietnam War and the Obama administration. Actually, no. Yeah, the late Obama administration, early Trump administration. Do you know how like little details we got on anything? Like like a lot of the things that like were kind of pretty big issues, we just kind of like never happened. Like like 9/11, one of the biggest things that ever happened in American history, like tragedy wise. You know what it got? Oh yeah, this happened. All right. Anyway, so George Bush. Like, that's pretty much how they addressed it. I'm like, what? It's just like, okay, I guess. I mean, granted, yes, most people in America know pretty much 9/11 like the back of their hands. it just kind of feels wrong to briefly mention it and then skip on past
Yeah.
it. You know, it just feels like kind of wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much how the end of our history thing went, and yeah, I lucked out past it with like an 80, 89 or something like that. Yeah, it was relatively easy to pass though. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I did like an assignment every so often. Because she didn't put in every single assignment that you did. She only put in certain ones. So I'd only do the ones she put in. The others I just didn't care about. So, I ended up with a really high grade in that class. And most of the days I just sat there and did
Nice.
nothing. I could just chillax. I also put in the most work on the final exam because like we had one that was like 200s. No, it was like 100 points, which was a pretty decent chunk of our grade, obviously. And yeah, I had mine done in 2 days. And my entire group waited 2 weeks to finish it. They waited to the very last day to finish their part. And I'm just like, why? She gave us like 2 weeks to do this. Just literally get it done in the first couple of days. Then you can do nothing for the rest of the year.
Right.
like how do you not think this
People,
through?
I feel like I feel
was
like
just like,
I'm
okay.
I would be the one person in history that everybody probably would hate, because you know what I did in history. Well,
What?
you know the days where they hand you like a review for the test or something, and they'd be like, "All right, you have a few days to get this done." To get it done in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, history is not really that hard. It's pretty much you just remember something.
Yeah,
that
I'd just
happened.
be like,
All
"All right,
cool.
this happened. All right, got it."
And the thing is, like anything. The thing is, like most of the things that end up on the test are the things that are super, super easy to remember that are actually kind of cool. Also, I'll be right back. My dad just got home. So entertain everybody.
What was that? I don't know. Countdown. He didn't say anything. Promise. He doesn't know. Hey, he said it. No, I didn't. What happened? I'm sorry. This is what happens when you put a game dev on display. Ramblings 101. Learn how to manipulate your voice. That's what I do. Mister, so glad to see you. Jar Jar, I didn't bring you on the set, dude. Can you go back to Star Wars? Thanks. Let's go. Mario, I didn't say I need you either. And don't you dare bring Luigi. That's what I thought. Woo! Mario, I said no. Don't you dare. Uh-huh. Mickey Mouse, I didn't invite you either. I don't know why all these game characters are suddenly coming onto the set. That was not what I had in mind. We might. I don't know how we'll be able to pay all these. Also, guys, if you have not subscribed to Coming Ender, you should definitely, because he's a cool guy and he needs more subscribers. Help him out. Help build this community. I believe he's at like 335. I'm gonna double check that right now. He's at 335, so if you could maybe try to bump him up to like 350 or more, you should do that.
Okay, everybody. Hopefully, Shards was very entertaining, just like myself. Did you entertain them well?
I tried. There was a couple game characters that kind of kept showing up and tried to like take over, so I don't know how you'll be able to pay those for being on the show.
Dang. Well, hopefully it wasn't Nintendo characters because I don't want to get
it was Mickey Mouse, Mario, from Nintendo, and then it was it
Oh
was,
no, not it. Oh gosh, dude, I'm getting okay. We're getting
and then
sued then.
yeah,
Anyway,
it was there's another
speaking
character
of
too. I can't remember now,
Nintendo,
but there's like 3 different characters that came. Oh yeah, it was Jar Jar
speaking of
and like Yoda. So it's like, okay, we have all these people coming in. Did not expect.
speaking of Nintendo, they actually got like questioned about like
They
forced
really?
labor. Like, apparently they've been like, yeah, apparently they may have kind of possibly, like, a lot of companies been using forced
Oof.
labor to make their stuff. So hey, everybody that new Nintendo Switch OLED you just pre-ordered, guess what? You honestly may have just like supported was like
Oof.
forced labor.
Well, did you know Mario is also evil?
Yeah, which is kind of scary. I mean, yeah, he kind of does go around
And wrecking
stomping on
their
people's
homes.
heads. I
I
mean,
mean,
that is a little bit
Nintendo pulled the biggest trick over on us. Why do you think Bowser keeps consistently getting Peach?
I don't know, man. All I know is Nintendo like apparently really likes to sue people over
Well, Nintendo just
making
likes
fan
to
games and
ruin
stuff.
people's
The
lives
thing is,
and then say, "Oh no, we're not doing that."
yeah,
They're actually
they actually got mad. They got mad at Sony because people kept making Mario and PlayStation Dreams. Like someone like straight up was about to remake Super Mario like the Mario
oof.
64, which I'm like, why do you guys care? It's not like you
It's
guys are
true.
gonna remake
It's
it
true.
anytime
They're
soon,
not going.
unless you do. I mean, if you're gonna remake it, I would be happy. Like, I would be very happy if you remade it because it's one of the best
Well,
Mario games to
well,
this
there's
day.
also there's a little boy who his family was poor, and so obviously they couldn't afford to get any Mario games or any other games for that matter. So he drew like something on cardboard or something, and somehow
Mhm,
made a Mario game out of that. Nintendo found out and actually sued the boy's family
mhm.
over over basically a piece of cardboard
Jeez,
with a picture of Mario drawn on it.
jeez. It's like that time that like Epic Games sued that one kid for cheating in Fortnite. One, jeez, don't cheat in such a trash game. No. Look, if people like Fortnite, I
I
honestly don't
just
care. It's
Fortnite
just
is
not for
just too
me.
easy.
Battle
It's
Royale
not that
games
hard
really
to
aren't.
go solo squad and win with like 5 to 10 kills.
I
I
I just
never
never
did
found it
either.
that fun. I mean,
The
it just never
only
was
part I liked was
interested
when
me.
Galactus came, and
Um,
even that was disappointing because I thought we were gonna do a battle.
the Avengers, the Avengers stuff was really fun because, like,
Yeah,
I
fight.
really
Yeah,
like the Avengers movies,
I
but
sniped
other than
Thanos
that, I
in the
didn't really
nose.
care
That was
for it.
fun.
The only battle royale game, the only battle royale game that I've ever actually got into so far is really Warzone. That's just because it's pretty much just Call of Duty, but you get to go around and kill a lot more people. And it's just really fun. I got pretty good at that though. I'm actually surprisingly okay at Warzone, and I didn't expect that. Me and my me and my buddy were playing duos, and we got pretty good at juking people. Like he got killed by these two people, and I
Nice.
went around and shot them all in the back. I can't tell you how many times I've been cursed out by a bunch of
Lol.
people on that game. To be fair, I've been cursed out by a lot of people in a lot of games, mainly because I'm just a douchebag in video games.
Overwatch is what I
Um,
stick to quite a
whenever I
bit.
play games, for everyone that's seen my channel, they already know how I am when I play games. I'm just kind of an evil human
Yeah,
being when it comes to
don't
video
ever
games, and
PvP him in
you know,
Minecraft. You will lose, especially if you try to speed bridge like me.
yeah, mainly because I'm just a psychopath and do a bunch of stuff that most normal
At
people
least you're
wouldn't try to
not a
do.
Nintendo savage.
Such as such as burning down the wool huts where your bed is in Bedford. Um, yeah, I'm, dude. So I've started to play. I used to play Skywars on what's it called? I know what's obvious on Minecraft, but what server? What's the Hive? The Hive. Yeah, that one. There's a weapon in Skywars called
What?
Knockback Nemo. Every time that I've got that weapon, I rush in the middle of the map and I go for the guy that has diamond armor, even if I have no armor. I have never
Nice.
lost till this day with that fish. It is a fish with like
Whoa.
knockback 5. And whenever you jump hit somebody, they just fly
I
across
wish
the
I could
map.
have that in Lucky
So
Block Sky
pretty
Wars.
much as long as you get
That
this
would help.
fish, yeah, pretty much as long as you get that fish, you cannot lose because it has so much knockback. Yes, it may do like 0 damage because it is literally just a clownfish. But like you hit somebody with that thing, they go flying back so far that they'll fall off the world. So you do not need to have a strong weapon. You just need to have knockback Nemo to win. And I've won with just the crappiest armor, sometimes no armor during this. Mainly because I just rush at people like that, and they don't really know how to react to somebody running at them with a fish.
I mean, how do you react to someone running with a fish?
Like,
Rush them with a fish of your own?
I don't know, but I think that's gonna be my strategy if someone ever breaks into my house. Like while I'm here, I'm just gonna run at them with just a nice, solid salmon, and just a
Whoa.
nice fillet of fish, and just slap them across the face.
Fish slap for the win.
Yeah, I've always said my defense if someone ever breaks in my house is to just come barreling out of my room on all fours, butt naked, and just charge at them. But I mean, honestly though, it kind of does have some real, story behind it because I've actually had my house was actually broken 2 times one time, but 2 different houses because I have a mom and a dad, but and they're divorced, so they live in different houses, obviously. Yeah, I think one time someone broke in, stole my laptop, broke in.
So that's why you started your channel, right? When you replace your laptop, you're like, I must document.
I started my channel a while
so that's
before
why
that, I think.
So then your channel
because
just
it was like
put on
it was
pause
like
at that
year.
point.
Yeah, kind of. But when I say stolen, I say stolen with quotations. I mean, technically, yes, stolen, but robbery, like break in, quote unquote. I'll let you interpret that the way you want. Let's just say that somebody in my house probably was not so honest and took it to a lovely place called a pawn shop. Anyway, my second time though, which was at my dad's, was definitely a robbery. Somebody came out, a burglary, not a robbery, because a robbery would require me to be here, or someone to be here. Someone came in through the guest bedroom window, and yeah, they even stole our van and tried to sell it to somebody because we found that out because they tried to register it. So we went and got the van back, and yeah, that was pretty nice. Did ever get my Xbox One, 360, PS3, or any of that back? But I ended up pretty much replacing it all with new stuff because now I have all 3 new consoles. Well, not new consoles. I have a PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and a PC now.
Hey, maybe you could help me out with the club.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start in Trove on the PS4.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever I first got my PS4 here, I was like, I've already got a PS4 at my mom's and stuff, so it'd be best to have one here. And I also got a VR here with that PS4.
Have you tried playing as Batman in that?
Because the insurance would. No, not yet. I have done the Iron Man one though, which is really fun. Yeah, the insurance didn't give me all the money for all the stuff that I lost because, like, do you know how hard it is to explain to an insurance company that you had like literal thousands of dollars worth of game stuff? Most of them like, yeah, sure.
That's why you just take pictures. You're like, all right,
I had like literal thousands of dollars.
Never lose again.
Yeah, I had like, I want to say 500 Xbox One games, and then just Xbox One. There's 360 games, which I had a couple hundred of, and a couple hundred PS3 games. Not counting the digital stuff and the controllers and the
that's why I
charging
personally
stuff,
like
the
to
charging
do
stations and all
digital
that stuff that I
purchases
lost.
better because then, hey, you can't steal that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they also started using my Xbox account, so I guess I could technically count them stealing my Xbox Live
you can take
subscription that
your
was
account
remaining.
off of there though.
Yeah, I did. I pretty much had my account shut down. I called Microsoft. I was like, "Hey, yeah, can you just brick that Xbox?" So yeah, that Xbox is bricked. It's completely useless now. So It ain't like they're gonna get anything out of it, and if they did, they sold it to somebody, and that their poor kid probably doesn't
Ooh.
have an Xbox working anymore. But you know what? You know what, little Jimmy? You know what? If you're listening, little Jimmy, and your Xbox just got bricked because it was stolen, and you had Call Me Ender, or at the time probably Ender Dragon 657 when it was stolen, because I was a child when I made that name. Anyway, if you had that on as your username, yeah, get fricked, kid. This is personal, even though you had nothing to do with it. Yeah, but no, that was pretty quickly dealt with. PS3 account, I didn't remember the login anyway, so I didn't really care about that one. Even though, I accidentally bought some things, with my dad's
I'm not
credit
even
card.
gonna ask.
Yeah, so my dad left his credit card on his debit card, not credit card. He doesn't have a credit card. He left his debit. He had a debit card and left it on the PlayStation. And I, not knowing what I was doing, I accidentally bought a game, and I was like, oh. Not only did I buy one game, I bought $500
Oh.
for games. Little Big Planet 2, Little Big Planet 3, PlayStation Plus, like you name it, pretty much bought it. I'm like, oh my god, I did not mean to do that. Whenever he told me, I'm like, I am so sorry, because I felt horrible, because I didn't understand that I was buying it. I thought because I was adding it to a cart, just so I could, get it later, because I was gonna get all these
All
games
at
eventually.
once.
Like, so I was adding them to a cart / wish list, and I accidentally bought them. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my lord, I just spent like, okay, not all my dad's money, because my dad has a relatively well-paying job,
Like me.
so, it wasn't too big of a deal, luckily. So, I mean, $500 is still a lot of money. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not arrogant like that, and I do understand that, like, I am very, very fortunate to be in the position that I am. Because, like, trust me, I know a lot of people who cannot spend $250 on a microphone.
Right.
And, yeah. So,
I always
yeah,
just look for stuff that's extremely cheap, like the headset that I have right now. It
yeah,
usually
normally
costs
I
about
would too.
$50. I got it for 20. The headset I was using before that, which unfortunately
Yeah,
did not have a mic, it normally costs $20, and I got it for like 3.
mm-hmm. There's some things that cheap out on, there's some things that don't. Like my keyboard, it was like a relatively cheap mechanical keyboard, but I really like it. My mic arm, it isn't a Rode mic arm. I did cheap out on my mic arm a little bit, because I mean, there's no point in spending $100 for the PSA one if I have one that's just like it for like $75. So I got that one instead. But my microphone is expensive. Because I just felt it's really good to have good audio quality. But I mean, to be fair though, I have been doing YouTube for quite a while, so it is kind of like an over time investment. It's not like I spent all
Right.
this at once. So like first microphone was just a cheap headset microphone that I got off Wish, which honestly was pretty good microphone at the time. So Wish actually used to have some pretty good stuff. The headset was really nice. It had really good surround sound, and it was really noise canceling.
Was it Run
It was really
Must by
good.
any chance?
Then I had like a blue
What was the
Stumble
brand?
Eyes. Oh god, I don't remember. It was some
Oh.
knockoff Chinese
Because the
thing
one I
that
have,
I
it's
can't pronounce.
Run Must.
But
But it was
then
like the
I-
best selling one.
Yeah. Then I got this like 25 newer microphone, but back then I didn't understand that microphones required phantom power. So so I thought the microphone was just garbage, even though it really probably wasn't the microphone's fault. Then I got a Blue Stumble Ice. Then I got a Rode NT USB, which was the one I had before this one, and then I got my NT1A, which I finally just got to stop doing that weird buzzing noise. It was a cable issue. Yeah, I've probably spent way over $200 or $275 plus on this mic
Wow.
to get it to work well. But yeah, I think the most expensive thing obviously is my computer. My computer was like $1,400. Then I have 2 lights that were like $60 for 3 of them. But one of my friends bought one of them off for $20, so I
Nice.
actually ended up getting them cheaper than I would if I just bought 2, because 2 of them were actually more expensive than buying 3. So buy in bulk, people. But yeah, no. Which also kind of brings me to this. For any
Do
of you
it.
people that want to start a YouTube channel, you don't need any of this. Literally, the only
Yeah,
thing you need is a
that's how Mr.
smartphone,
Beast started.
if that.
He literally just started by recording on
Yeah.
his phone. It was just like, I'm just gonna try this out.
So yeah, this is the moment where Ender goes into his little rant about being nice to people. Yeah, no, you really don't need anything super expensive to make YouTube content because honestly, it's one of the cheapest thing you can
Exactly.
start doing right
It's
now,
free to
and
start a channel, free to
honestly,
record
it can actually
videos,
become
free
one
to
of the most
edit, and it's
profitable.
free to
Yeah, people don't expect you
yeah.
to have all this amazing stuff when you just start out. They actually like a lot of people like seeing growth. Like, um, my channel, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I despise any content that came out before November of last year because that's whenever I started just like uploading proper videos. But if we're gonna be completely honest, the best videos that I think I've made
Now
are
you
the
sound
recent
like
ones.
Mr. Beast.
Especially
Jimmy,
that new Rainbow Six video. Yeah, that new rainbow video I did was pretty good. It is very okay to be proud of some of your videos. Be proud of some of them. But no, any of you guys that want to start a YouTube channel, do it. I mean, there's
exactly. It's
nothing to stop
free.
you.
You just gotta focus on. Don't try to copy
The only
anybody.
thing that I
Just
can
be
say
yourself.
is try. Yep, and the only thing that I would like to say is about that is if you want to start one, do it right now. Go ahead. All you need to do is maybe take 1 day a week, record a video. If that, maybe you could do one every 2 weeks. As long as you're being consistent with it and you try to
And
improve
remember,
over time, you're gonna do
it's
fine.
a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, unless you're me, and then you're just absolutely amazing at everything, and everybody will love you. Um, yeah, that's
Well,
called sarcasm.
again, you sound like
Um,
Jimmy, because
Yeah,
Jimmy gets
yeah.
a
Don't worry, guys.
Jimmy
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I know
despises
you all love me though.
videos
I know you all
from
love
the
me.
past like 3 or 4 videos of from his current one, which
Yeah. Even like okay, my last video was not so great because it was just an upload video, so it was pretty low effort. But to be fair, I couldn't see out of my left eye. The rainbow video did really well. So anyone that's watching from my channel that watched that video, thank you.
yeah, there's
Uh,
some of my videos I
I will
don't
say this
like.
though.
I
There's
find
some videos that I like. There's some of my videos that I would go back right now and do so much better if I knew how
same.
popular they were gonna get. So I did this video called "How to Open the Back of the
Lol.
Titan on GTA." Got about
Nice.
1,000 something views. Well, it was a terrible video. It was so terrible. Like it was just a troll video in the first place. So to be fair, I mean, I guess it wouldn't have been done as well if I didn't do it like I did. But like, to be fair, it was clickbait and it was terrible. The whole goal of that video was to get dislikes. It was not to actually be liked. It actually did succeed. And got like 30 dislikes, which was like great because I wanted it to be disliked. Some people actually liked the video, and I was like, okay, you know what? I support you too. You guys are great. I actually disliked the video myself.
That's how you know it should be disliked,
Uh,
when the creator
but yeah, no,
dislikes it.
yeah, it was just a shitpost video to poke fun at all those people that would like clickbait the crap out of YouTube things like, oh yeah, GTA 6 coming out now. Like I would always just like because I thought it was just so funny to poke fun at people like that, and I still like to poke fun at people. Like if I can see somebody's getting angry at me, I'll poke them. You know, just to kind of push them over that edge. But you know, I won't do it in like a mean, hateful way. Like I'm never mean or hateful with anybody. I'll just like try to push them to the point where they're a little bit angry. um, but yeah, no. Anyway, another topic. I am hopefully going to bring Brandon Sparks in for one of our another episode that we're gonna do. That will actually go on YouTube growth and stuff. So if you were watching this and you want to start a YouTube channel, be sure to stay tuned for that. And I promise it won't take a year for the next episode to come out. Maybe 5 months. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully sometime soon. So do hopefully expect that sometime in the near future. A YouTube growth podcast with Brandon Sparks. He's a pretty good friend of mine, and
Yeah, he's helped
Shards
me double
too.
my channel. Which, by the way, I'm at
Which
196 subs right now.
yeah,
So if I get 4 more subs, I will come out with the subscriber special video.
yes. So obviously another thing that I'd also like to do is do two things. So, if you're all interested in YouTube growth and you want to grow your channel, this is a sponsored segment, but specifically for me. If you do want to learn to grow on YouTube easily and actually, be good at SEO and stuff, go to tubebuddy.com/callmeender and get TubeBuddy for free. Yes, that is a sponsored segment for specifically me because I am a sellout for myself and Brett is not here. So you know what? He does not get a single bit of the sponsorship. So no. Uh, or you could also go to rogueenergy.com and then use code OutcastYT at checkout for 10% off. Okay, ad over. Besides the 2 anchor ads that give me a couple cents. So, hey, don't skip our ads. Please. Please. I'm kidding. I'm not going to e-beg. You guys want to buy some bathwater? No. Anyway, yeah. So we do hopefully plan on doing that. I also love how Discord is telling me that I have 9+ notifications, even though I don't. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully Brandon Sparks will be on here. I'll leave a link to his channel too, down below. So yeah, if I can remember to link stuff this time, because I'm very good at that, right, Shards? Yeah. He's definitely not seen me not link things. I definitely didn't forget to link his channel for like 2 months after that video that we did together. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to do something. I went back in there and looked in the description. I was like, wait a minute, I did not link his channel.
Yeah, that's totally okay. I'm just glad to make content.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was like, oof. And I really wish I did better on that thumbnail.
What about the name?
So
the name was worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about the keyword research?
Okay. Like sometimes I'll sit there and think like, look, sometimes I'm incredible at it. Sometimes I'm just like, I kid you not. Sometimes I have done like so searchable terms. Like I have done the most searchable thing on planet Earth. Like and sometimes like I had something that was really searchable and I copied it pretty much almost exactly, and it just flops the next time I do it. Even though it had the exact same searchability and stuff, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, the video got nothing. And I honestly think the thumbnail on the second video was sometimes better. Like, Riddle School, the second thumbnail, way better video than the first one. Did way worse. Like, it did okay, but it did a lot worse. And I was, like, so upset. I was like, damn. Then the rainbow video that I came out with, I was expecting it to go, because, you know, sometimes videos like that, like, rainbow normally does really well. Excuse me for yawning. Rainbow really does normally really well, so does CSGO. Well, apparently, even though I did it one time. My intellect of amazing brain power told me that, because I'm clearly the smartest person on the planet. Bill Gates get on my level. Basically, I uploaded a Rainbow video that did really well. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna get like maybe 30 views. Oh, I got 100 and hang on one second, hang on. I'm saying and a lot because I have to pull up the video. 108 views. I was very pleasantly surprised by that. I was like, whoa, that video actually did good.
Now you sound like me from. So a couple weeks ago, I streamed playing 12 on Nintendo Switch because it finally got released for the Switch. And within like a day, so basically overnight, I got like 100 views on it. I'm like, wait, what? That got more views than my birthday stream?
Yeah. You know what really, really upset me? So I did a RL craft video, right? It got like 100 views. Then YouTube's like, nope, changed their mind. 50 views, take it or leave it. I'm like, oh, okay. But I was completely fine with it because that video had such good audience retention. So does the Rainbow Six video. It has like, I think like a 15%. No, wait, no. Hang on. That's wrong. That's actually wrong. Hang on. It's actually more than that, I think. Hang on. Oh no, a 62.7% retention rate. That means people on average. So the video is 5 minutes and 27 seconds long. On average, people watch about 4 minutes and 57 minutes of it, or 3 minutes and 24 seconds. That means most people just don't watch the end of the video, which, you know, take leave it. I take it or leave it. But like even the impression was like really good for normal. Like for something that got as many views as that, like okay, their impression rate is low now because it's got a lot of impressions, so click through rates obviously went down. But like that video did really well, and I'm actually kind of proud of the editing in that video for once. So yeah, people go check out that video. You should go watch it. Yeah. I'm talking to you listening because I know a lot of you people listen to this podcast. Actually, this podcast actually surprisingly gets a lot more attention than I thought it would. Because like me and Brett just started this off as like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this as a side thing, and this thing got like 60 something views in the first
Nice.
episode.
That's a
I'm like,
lot better
dang.
than when I started.
This podcast, yeah, this podcast gets more views sometimes than
That's
my
funny.
actual videos. So hey, everybody watching this podcast, go watch my videos too. Don't watch Brett's though. His videos are. His videos are. Sometimes I don't know if people think I'm being sarcastic or not because I'm very much so being sarcastic. The whole joke is I'm arrogant and I have a god complex. Yeah, that's a big joke between me and my friends. Like, they all say that I have a god complex because I think so highly of myself as a joke. Yeah, I'm obviously perfect in every way, and I am I even have the physique of a Greek god. Yes, I look like
Wait, where's the
like
lightning?
Zeus.
You didn't leave the lightning at home, did you?
Special effects. No, special effects. Which I've actually started doing special effects. I'm actually got pretty well good at it. I would be able to do 3D things and stuff, but I'm not able to do that yet because I don't have the money to buy 3D, Element 3D, and I don't feel like
That's
paying
fair.
for that right now because expensive. Just like Adobe products, I have a lot of Adobe products. Some of them I don't even use, and I pay for them. Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Audition, InDesign, Illustrator, After Effects.
This is where I'm
use,
extremely lucky. Thanks to school, I have those for free. Don't have to pay.
I use Photoshop and Premiere Pro the most. Illustrator I use for like merch designs because vector images are really nice to have. And I use logos obviously because vector images again. But After Effects I use probably the least of the editing softwares because I just don't use effects that much that I can't do on Premiere Pro anyway. But Audition I don't use at all really. InDesign I don't even remember what that's for. I think that's for like making like pamphlets and stuff because I haven't used InDesign since like freshman year in high school because I took a class in Photoshop. Forgot every bit of knowledge that I learned in that class, to be honest with you. So
It's better than what happened when I
myself.
took it with a certain computer class I took, where we learned how to make. Yes, you heard me correctly. We learned how to make video games using Flash, but then what happens about 1 year after
Flash
that?
got killed.
Corona comes and everybody's like, "All
Flash
right, let's
dead.
kill Flash." Yeah, like come
It's
on,
just like,
he's
why
a
Flash?
superhero. Why would you kill him? You're helping your Barthon out in the cyberpower.
You actually still can play Flash games, but it takes a lot more effort now. Like to play some of the games on Newgrounds, you actually have to download
which
their
is
app
kind of
now
dumb.
on your computer, which I had to do to play
Although-
Real School 2. For Real School 2, I had to do that. Then I had to swap back to the browser to do Real School 3 because they didn't have a version of it on the app version. Which is like, oh gosh. Which Flash games are so hard to record, by the way. So any of you people that do Flash game videos, I am very impressed by how some of you get like amazing quality on this. That's like me going in there and trying to record that Nintendo.
I just screen recorded is what I did.
Like I don't know how I would record. Yeah, that's what I did too. That's what I do, but I just don't know how to get like the proper framing because like I'm so used to like full screen things because 1080p and stuff. But I might just start just using graphics on the side, honestly. But it's like if I went in there and tried to record my freaking NES that I have in the living room. I don't know how I would even do that. I have an Atari somewhere.
Well, it's not like they have capture cards for those. I don't think they do. But I don't think it's built for that.
But I have a thing that converts it to HD, so I could record it. It swaps it to HDMI, so I could record it. it would just be so hard and painful to get the framing properly, except for the NES because it actually converts it to a 1080p sized image. Well, upscales it to 1080p, which is debatable whether or not that looks good or not. But surprisingly, it looks okay. It looks better than it would if I played it on a tube TV. um, but yeah. Um. Anyway, back to stuff that people start out with on YouTube. Just as a clarification for people that think I had like a really proper stuff when I started on YouTube. You want to know what I started out with? I'll let you guys take a guess. Shards, you go ahead and guess. Take a wild guess. What I had.
Was the phone?
I had a really, really, really crappy $20 phone that recorded really tiny images. If you go back and watch my original videos, oh dear lord, I can see why only 7 people subscribe to me. I'm surprised I even hit 10 subscribers, like recording like that. And I had a TV, and I didn't understand that PlayStation had a built-in screen recorder at the time. So my dumb self recorded it with the phone.
You know what's funny is I'm recording using my phone to record every time I play on my PlayStation, because even though it has this built-in thing, especially to go to YouTube, I just don't want to link it to my link my PS4 to my channel as of right now, because I'm still living with my parents, even though I'm 19.
I got so good with the PlayStation editing software, I could convince people that it's borderline Premiere Pro, except for the fact is that you couldn't move things and stuff. You couldn't animate text, like you couldn't do frame by frame, like keyframes and stuff like that. Which oh lord, I love Premiere Pro for that. I I cannot move off Premiere Pro just because of how good keyframes are. Keyframes are a freaking lifesaver. Like, do you know how good keyframes are? Like, I can't stress this enough, people. If you can get Premiere Pro, get it for videos. Keyframes are amazing.
Hint, that's a sneak. That's a red herring to his new next sponsorship.
Yeah. Yes. I wish. Adobe, you should sponsor me though. And After Effects, it honestly, if you're lazy like me sometimes and you just don't feel like animating tracking text, what you can do is you like tracking things. So if like I want to add an image over myself that I don't want to track frame by frame, which I do most of the time because I'm not lazy. That Rainbow Six video that I took took like 6 hours, and it did so well. I'm very glad because it took me so long to edit that video and make that stuff. Yeah, the After Effects. If you have After Effects as well, you can also track stuff in there. So there's you guys. If you
and you don't always have to have an intro, like a channel intro for every video.
Yes, I don't have an intro. Most of the time, I just go, "Hey there, guys, how's it going? My name is Ender. Zoom in on my face. We're playing blah blah blah. Start." But sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I just go, "Hey guys," or I'll just like cut in the middle of a conversation. If it's a multiplayer game, I don't even do the intro. Not even at all.
Yeah, I messed around with intros for like the first 6 months. And the funny thing is, like, I found one I stopped for like a month and then found one I liked. Used that for a couple months. Actually, no, I take it back. I used that in the month of April. Stopped. Took a break from YouTube, but since I had so many videos recorded, I don't think a lot of people knew that I stopped making anything for the channel. And my views, because the last 2 months didn't have an intro, my views actually went down. And I actually went from, in the month of April, I gained 40 subs. The last 2 months, I gained literally none.
Yeah, I used to have an intro, but I decided to cut it out.
Well, that's why I cut mine out too, because I was like, I've been trying to keep doing and find the perfect intro for a while, and it's just not going well.
The reason I cut it out is because pretty much this is how viewer retention works. Basically, they'll watch for about 10 seconds. If they're not interested,
you want to capture their attention the first 10 seconds, then 30, and then just keep doing it in chunks like that.
Like, if you sometimes maybe 30 seconds. If you have an intro, do not make it more.
And
than
even
5
that
seconds,
is pretty long,
because most people Yeah, that is pretty long. 10 seconds, you're pushing it,
Yeah.
and most people just leave. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Any of the YouTubers that I watch that have an intro, I
Even
just skip it.
popular
Either I just
MMOs.
click out the video. I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I kind of got to where I
Wow.
skip even that. There is very few intros that I'll actually take the time to listen to anymore, just mainly because I'm just like, eh. Um, yeah, and like, if depending on what kind of content you make, also depends on how long the videos you make. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's best to make really long videos. Some people are like, oh, it's really best to make little short videos. That honestly just depends. Do you want to be that YouTuber that people watch late at night, where they sit down and just binge watch your videos, like and long videos, and you get a lot of watch time and blah 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 blah? Or do you want to be those videos that are like accessible to pretty much anyone, short enough where you can binge watch them like they do with the longer videos, but also accessible to those people that like maybe have like what 5-10 minutes to watch a video. That's kind of how mine are. You can binge watch them easy, and well, uh, pretty much you're gonna
Yeah.
get the very
Mine
similar
mine
consistency,
just happens to
quality.
be whatever.
But here's basically how I like to look at it. Base your YouTube channel like McDonald's bases their food. Doesn't have to be great. Remain consistent. Doesn't have to be amazing. But as long as you're consistent, you'll be fine. But also try to improve. Try to improve and make your stuff better.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'm
and
not saying be McDonald's with your channel, but also be McDonald's with your channel. Like after you get it good,
yeah,
be McDonald's with your
and
channel
like
and remain
Ender was
consistent.
saying about how, you know, he looks back on some of his videos now and he's like, oh, this is horrible, this is disgusting. You'll get that at some point, but it's not going to be like you make 2 videos and you're like, oh, the first video sucked. You might be like that, but for a while you might be like, it's not too bad. But at some point you'll look back on your channel and you'll
Or
be
you
like,
could be
I
like
started
me
out
and you make a
horribly. How
video.
did I ever get views?
Or you could like literally make one of my videos like the next week, hate your voice in that video because like you did something different with your audio that makes you sound better now. Like if I listen to a video that came out like before that Rainbow Six video, I hate the sound of the audio. It sounds so bad. That's one thing I've always prided myself on. I am a very much so an audio buff when it comes to videos, especially now that I can actually control it more. Because back when I recorded on PlayStation, you could hear background noise, and I couldn't really change that. Now I have so much control of what I can do with my audio, since I can actually have it 2 separate things, and I can actually tweak the audio and stuff with my mic separately than the video, and tweak the webcam and stuff differently. I am such a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff that I honestly like. Look, I'm not one of those people that think my videos are great. Like, but I will say that my videos are definitely better than someone like Matthew Santoro, mainly because his videos, obviously, like no hate to Matthew Santoro. I mean, I used to like his videos. Now I don't really like them because they're pretty much just AI videos. But yeah, like I'm not one of those people that's like, oh yeah, you have to spend $600 per video to make good quality videos. No. You can just sit down, have fun with it. That's all you gotta do, and you'll have a pretty dang good video. Trust me. That's all you gotta do. You think any of us know what we're doing? No, we don't. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There is not a single YouTuber on this platform that actually knows what they did to get to the point where they are.
True. Even
Happens.
Mr. Beast admits that he just got lucky.
Most of them have no idea what they are doing until they have already done it. After they've done it and get to that point, now they're like, okay, yeah, now I know what I'm doing, because guess what? They don't actually have to do much after the certain point. But if you want to increase your chances of getting lucky, you can. There's definitely ways to do it. But yeah. Anyway, we have completed our hour here on the Outcast podcast, so I do want to thank you all for listening, and everybody on the YouTube channel for listening, because this is an audio only episode. So we promise next episode will be a video episode, so sorry about that if everyone has a camera. I don't know if everyone will have a camera, so we'll see. So thank you, Shards, for coming on to the podcast today and spending some time on here. Since this one did run a little bit longer, this is actually officially our longest podcast. We keep getting them a little bit longer every time.
Eventually, it gets to the point where you spend like 10 hours.
Last one. Yeah. Yes. No. But anyway, thank you everyone for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also check this podcast out on anywhere you listen to podcasts. There is a link tree up in our banner and also down in the description, so that way you can easily access everything and anything that you need to listen to our podcast anywhere you go, in the car, wherever. Please be safe if you're listening to us in the car, because I promise you we'll probably scare the shit out of you and possibly get you killed. So we do not take any responsibility for you getting in accidents because of us. Sorry about that. So please don't listen to us in the car if you feel like we're a danger to you. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, thanks everyone for listening. I know I've said that like 5 times. So yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next episode of the Outcast.